Imagine waking up to the sound of sirens outside your home. Police tape surrounding a seemingly normal suburban backyard. And then the chilling discovery: an entire family buried just beneath the surface. This isn't the plot of a horror movie. This is real life, and the truth behind what happened will leave you speechless. Welcome to Crime Stories, where we uncover the most bizarre and spine-chilling true crime stories. If you think you've heard it all, wait until you hear about the case we're about to dive into. A shocking crime scene, a web of secrets, and an investigation that took one unexpected turn after another. Stay with us as we piece together the horrifying truth behind a family found in the backyard. And if you're fascinated by true crime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we have in store. Our story takes us to a seemingly idyllic town. One of those places where neighbors wave, children play freely, and crime is virtually non-existent. Nestled in a picturesque part of the state, this town was known for its close-knit community and friendly atmosphere. People took pride in their homes, hosting barbecues in the summer and decorating elaborately for the holidays. The kind of town where doors were left unlocked at night because nobody expected danger to come knocking. But behind the perfectly trimmed lawns and white picket fences lurked a secret no one was prepared for. The house at 425 Maple Street belonged to the Dawson family. Richard and Susan Dawson had lived there for over a decade, raising their two children, Emma and Noah. To the outside world, they were a picture-perfect family. Richard was a respected accountant, working for a prominent firm in the city. He was known for his meticulous nature and strong work ethic. Susan, a dedicated elementary school teacher, was beloved by her students and admired by colleagues for her patience and warm personality. Emma and Noah were bright, energetic children who attended the local school. Emma had a passion for art and spent hours drawing in her sketchbook, while Noah was fascinated by space and dreamed of becoming an astronaut. Their home was filled with warmth, love, and laughter. At least, that's what everyone thought. Neighbors described them as friendly but somewhat private. They kept to themselves, one neighbor recalled, but there was never anything strange about them, just a normal family. Another neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, who lived across the street, remembered how Susan would always greet her with a smile but rarely engaged in long conversations. She was polite, but you could tell they valued their privacy. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, though. The Dawsons weren't the type to throw big parties or engage in neighborhood gossip, but they were present. Richard was seen mowing the lawn every Saturday morning, and Susan often walked the kids to school. Occasionally, they would join in on town events, like the annual 4th of July parade or the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. From the outside, they were just another average family living in a peaceful town. That perception shattered one fateful afternoon when authorities made a discovery so gruesome it would send shockwaves through the community. It started with concern from Susan's co-workers. She hadn't shown up for work in several days, and calls to her phone went unanswered. At first, they assumed she might be sick or on an unexpected trip. But when Richard also failed to show up at his accounting firm, red flags were raised. The Dawson children had also been absent from school, and no one had seen any of them outside their home. Concerned, one of Susan's closest friends and fellow teachers, Linda Morrison, decided to stop by the house. She knocked on the door, but there was no response. Peering through the window, she noticed that the curtains were drawn tightly shut. Something felt off. She tried calling again, but was met with silence. Not knowing what else to do, Linda contacted the authorities for a welfare check. When officers arrived at the Dawson residence, the house stood eerily still. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, no disturbances. Everything looked perfectly normal until they stepped into the backyard. What they found would leave even the most seasoned officers horrified. Police were dispatched to the Dawson residence for a welfare check. When they arrived, the house was eerily quiet. No signs of forced entry, no visible distress, just an empty home. But it was the backyard that caught their attention. The ground looked recently disturbed. The family's dog, Max, was found whining near a patch of soil that appeared freshly dug. It didn't take long before officers unearthed something that turned their stomachs. A human hand, sticking out from the dirt. Within hours, the yard became a full-fledged crime scene. Forensic teams uncovered the unthinkable: the bodies of all 4 Dawson family members, buried in their own backyard. As investigators began piecing together the events that led to this grim discovery, the first question was obvious. Who could have done this? And why? Autopsies confirmed that the Dawsons had been dead for several days before their discovery. But the most disturbing detail? There were no signs of forced entry, no robbery, and no struggle. It was as if they had simply gone to bed and never woken up. Detectives started by questioning friends, co-workers, and extended family. Richard's office reported no unusual behavior, and Susan's colleagues were just as baffled. The Dawson children had also missed school for several days, but no one had suspected the worst. Then came the first clue. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's security camera captured a shadowy figure entering the Dawson home late at night. The timestamp? Just hours before the estimated time of death. As forensic teams scoured the home, they found something even more chilling. A message, scrawled in red marker on the mirror in the master bedroom. They should have listened. The investigation took an even darker turn when law enforcement discovered that Richard Dawson had a brother with a criminal past. Richard's estranged brother, James Dawson, had been released from prison just months prior. His conviction: aggravated assault and attempted arson. The brothers hadn't spoken in years, but according to court records, James had once threatened Richard over an unresolved family matter. Detectives traced James's whereabouts, and when they found him, the pieces began to fall into place. James had been living in a rundown motel just miles away from the Dawson home. His alibi was shaky at best, and when confronted with the surveillance footage, his composure cracked. A forensic sweep of James's motel room revealed the ultimate proof: a pair of muddy boots with traces of soil that matched the backyard where the Dawsons were buried. But the biggest revelation? A torn piece of paper in his trash can with the words, "They should have listened." The motive? A deep-seated grudge. James believed that Richard had betrayed him years ago, refusing to help him during a time of need. His revenge had been simmering for years, culminating in one horrific night. James Dawson was arrested and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. His trial shook the nation, with prosecutors painting a chilling picture of premeditated revenge. He showed no remorse. The Dawson family's story is a tragic reminder that sometimes the monsters aren't strangers. They're the people we once trusted. The small, quiet town where they lived has never been the same. Cases like this remind us just how fragile life can be, and how even the safest places can harbor unimaginable darkness. What do you think about this case? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to hear more shocking true crime stories, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.